G'day everyone, it's Lauren here, and this is the lovely January mood board for Kraft Challenge. And Scrapping Fun Kids is one of the sponsors, so I'm up here representing them and showing you my layout. So the mood board was very heavily inspired by coffee, something I don't drink. However, I do drink tea, and then I found this photo of my son who had his first cup of tea earlier this year, earlier in 2017, and I decided to use that one. So I've just made a cup of tea there, a strong one, and I'm using the tea bag to splatter on some of the background spots like mixed media, and that's inspired by the top photo in the mood board. And I'm just trying to dye this paper here, which didn't have any colour on it, and I figured it's going to take layer upon layer upon layer of colour, and I just don't have time or the patience for that kind of thing. So instead I figured while that was drying I would get my layers onto my photo, and I had already put the text on, and then I've cut it off, and that's why there was a bit on there before I put this piece on. So I'm cutting it flush on those two sides, and a little bit up the top and to the left there of the photo, a bit of a big chunk of it so you can see the writing. And I'm using this craft bag that one of my presents from my son came in from the markets. He brought me a handmade brooch, so that was really cute. And so just sticking that on so that I've got double layers underneath it, and that is mostly all to the other three sides, not overlapping the text or anything on the left. And then I thought that I'd have the brilliant idea to cover those joins there so that it looked like it was more uniformal, and add in that tag in the string from the tea bag. And it just works so perfectly. I couldn't believe it. It's so nice when you have an idea and it works so well. So adding some fun foam so that it lifts off the page, because obviously I've got the craft paper bag and then the craft cardstock in the back. And then, so just using some wet glue. So definitely check out the links below. Come join us with this challenge this month, because there's some awesome sponsors. Not only Scrapping Fun Kits, but some others. And there is some awesome layouts being made for the guest designers and whatnot. But also I'm sure there'll be some lovely ones that you all make and share with us. So definitely join in and enjoy that process, and come check out the blog for Scrapping Fun Kits, because there's some good things over there happening as well. So as I glued that on, I figured it actually needed something to break it up from the background. I grabbed a white doily from my stash, one of those ones that you get from Amazon that are like 1,000 in a pack, but my friends and I in Canberra here all went together and broke up that box so that we had a couple of hundred rather than 1,000 each. So that doily is sitting flush on the background, and then the rest of the photo cluster is up on the fun foam so that it gives some depth and dimension to it and breaks it up, but also makes it look like it's meant to be there, or really lovely and nice. And then I found this lovely doily from Spotlight, and I figured I'd put it in there, but on top of the fun foam so that it was in the top layers behind the photo. So gluing it in, on it goes, just holding it down a little because of the wet glue. So it's always good to use wet glue when you're doing mixed media kind of a background, as it's more stronger to stick on there. So these labels here are from the reject shop, and there's just some bright coloured ones that they have got the front and the back if you stick them on. I figured they'd be cool in a mini album, but it also works really well here on this page because it's the perfect red that matches that tea bag tag. Just adding a doodly border, because I didn't know what else. Well, I knew that it was going to need something to contain it, so that your eye doesn't wander off the sides. So on, and then I'm going to work on the title next. So the title is also inspired by the mood board, using the exact wording from the picture to add a lovely big title. And I'm thinking about scripty writing there, which is why my pen's waving around like that. But as I was thinking, I thought, oh, maybe I need an actual title with some stickers or something, but I thought I'd add in some of this word here to cover over a lot of that red, but also make it a bit more of an embellishment cluster. Stapling it on because the tea bag's stapled, so that brings those two elements in together, draws them together. And then I go and I go and use my fingers to flick on some tea bag splatters so that it looks like I've splattered the colour more. It's really like I've just used the tea to make some like a packaging technique and some ink splatters. So same kind of technique that you use in mixed media, just different media really. So using my paint pen here to add some ink splatters, and for some reason I cannot get my dilution paint pen to draw right. I can only get it to do ink splatters. So at least I can get it to do something, I guess, but I don't know why I can't get it to draw and write. I'm pretty sure they are made to do that. However, I cannot get it to work. So here's some white foam stickers just from my stash, and I'm just going to add the title in. Most of the title with the stickers, and then a bit with some, using my Uniball pen to do some scripty writing. That way it's not all, I guess the stickers are a bit more like formal, but the scripty writing makes it more informal and casual, so it breaks it up and ties it in with the rest of the layout for sure. So as you can see to the bottom of my table there is some wood veneer teacups, and that's actually what inspired me to start making this layout, and then I forget about it the whole time while I'm making, and then I end up working out that I would like to put them on in the end anyway. So on it goes once I finish making my words bigger and things like that. And on, I do actually forget to video adding those wood veneer teacups, but I add them in 3 little clusters to make it look like they're stacked across the page, and you draw your eye down from the photo to the title to the journaling and back up again. So it's nice to have your eye drawn across and around the page so that you see all the elements, and that's a nice way to design a page for sure. So just finishing up the page now, the layout, and this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of Kraft cardstock. I actually just got it from Kmart, so that was a nice little find. I got like 25 sheets for $2, so I'll definitely be making some more Kraft background pages, because this is actually my first one. So not only was it the first time I've used Kraft cardstock as a layout, it's the first time I've made something inspired by a coffee mood board, because usually I steer clear of them, which is silly because I could use it without any problems. It was fine. Anyway, check out, there's a blog below that goes into details a bit more. There's also the blog from the Kraft Challenge, and then other goodies that are going around, other layouts that are sticking around that we all want to see. So just close-ups here, and I hope you enjoyed this layout. Come back for more and go and check out the other links to find out more about the other companies. So thank you, have a good day, bye.